I am going to tell you why 90% of agencies and businesses fail. It's because you're doing too much too fast. Now, what does that mean? I'm being very vague. I'm acting like a movie character here. What it means is you're setting goals that are way, way too high for yourself. Let's say you want to start an agency for agencies, right? I talked about that in one of my previous videos, where you can start an agency that helps other agencies get clients. It's a great business model. It's probably something that not a lot of people are doing. It's probably like a blue ocean. Not a lot of people are in it. A lot of money is to be made in that space. So you're like, hey, I am going to start that business. So you look, okay, first, what do? I have to create like a website, and then I have to get people that do agencies, and I have to advertise to them, and I have to message them and cold call them. Okay, I got that part. I got the marketing figured out. Now I need to figure out how to get clients for the agencies I'm working with. Oh, it's a whole big mess, right? You're trying to figure out so much. And the problem is, if you were to start this type of business and you have never had any experience in business, you would probably fail. And I'm not going to go on my high horse and say that I would be able to do it. I would not be able to do it. The reason I want to be able to do it is because I have no idea. I have none of the skills required to even start it. You see, some people like to jump too high. So when you're trying to make an agency for agencies, you're trying to get clients for agencies, you're doing a completely new skill set that you don't even understand. The people that would succeed doing an agency that I just described would be agency owners themselves. You know why? Because they understand how to get clients. You don't. How do you expect to know how to run a normal agency for, let's say roofing? Let's say you're running a roofing agency, you run Facebook ads for roofers. How do you expect to get anywhere without never having to do Facebook ads in your entire life? If you have never run Facebook ads for yourself or for free for somebody else, how do you expect to get someone else to pay you to do it? You have no experience. And then you say, no, it's okay. I'll just hire someone that can do it. I'll get a media buyer. Look, something that you'll learn throughout your life, young kids, I don't want to be pompous, but something that I learned is that if you want to start a business on a very micro level, the very base level, you should understand what every aspect is about. You should go through a task of doing something completely before you outsource it to somebody else. So let's go through two examples. Let's say there's person A. They're starting an agency for roofers. They have never done Facebook ads in their life. So they decide to try and hire somebody else to do it. They go on Facebook groups. They, all the people say in the YouTube videos, go on Facebook groups, find a media buyer, and then do this, do that, and then you'll be good. And yeah, so what you could do is that person will go and he'll go to a media buyer. And he'll say, I have a roofing company. Can you help me? And they're gonna be like, okay. What's going to happen is you're not even going to be confident enough in that person that they're doing the right thing for you because you have never done it yourself. I used to edit for my own YouTube channel and my own TikTok. If you don't know me, I don't know if I've talked about it, but I've had very large TikTok pages, and I made some money off of that. And for the longest time, I was editing myself. Now, in the beginning, yeah, I could have hired somebody, but I didn't because I would never be in the place that I am today if I started out by hiring someone to edit. Now that I've been editing for like 3 years and I understand how to do high level editing, well, not high level, but I'm decent enough to get a bunch of views. I understand how to price my service. So, you see, I'm jumping all over the place, but the first example of a person who gets a media buyer might be overcharging them just because they have no idea what it requires to even use that skill. And so in the end, people that just try to outsource everything without even understanding it a little bit are usually going to get screwed over. Because how do you expect someone to price it correctly if they have no idea what the skill entails? What if you charge $2,000 for a $500 service just because you've never even done it once before? It's very easy. It's very easy to upsell to somebody who doesn't understand the value of the work. And that's why I tell people, before, starting an agency, first start an agency. Now, it doesn't have to be the biggest one, right? I would say try to understand every aspect at the very basic level. Do the completion of that service, of that skill, just once enough to be successful. So let's say you do want to start an agency for an agency, right? That's something I've been thinking about doing. And I'm thinking, well, I don't even understand how to get clients for an agency. So what do? Very simply, I figure out how I can do that skill at a very base level, at the smallest level possible. So the best way I could do that is just to start really small, do it for free. I can do it for free if I understand. And if I just do it for free once, I start an agency and I get one client for an agency through the correct system, then I will have understood what that skill looks like. And then once I do that, I can scale an agency for agencies. People try to jump around, try to jump to the top. It's like you're trying to start Amazon. Here's another example. Jeff Bezos. Do you think he started Amazon as it is today? As a worldwide... Is it worldwide? Is it in the only... Okay, whatever. A countrywide shipping service for every product imaginable. Do you think he started out that way? No, I believe, and if I remember the story correctly, he started a book website. It was very niche. It was a book website. He had to understand first what it meant to start a website. What it meant to ship his own products. He had to do that for years. If you watch any Jeff Bezos documentary, he talks about how he had to do all the service fulfillment, he had to get the books to other people, he had to ship them, he had to get it through like UPS, he had to do all these things. He had to understand every single small aspect of the business before he actually started making any real money, and before he could upgrade himself. Amazon is what it is today because Jeff Bezos started very small. He didn't start by getting a bunch of investors or getting a lot of employees and getting everyone and say, okay, look, we're going to start Amazon, the worldwide shipping company, all right? I'm hiring you to learn how to make a website. I'm hiring you how to figure out how to create trucks, how to make trucks, how to buy trucks, how to do licensing for trucks. I'm going to hire you. He didn't do that. He didn't hire individual people before he knew anything about it. Now, when you get to a very, very high level, I'm assuming you would have friends. I'm assuming Jeff Bezos. Instead, now he doesn't have to be a truck driver. Jeff Bezos doesn't have to be a truck driver. He doesn't have to understand parts of the business that he can learn through other means. But definitely, if you're beginning off, you have to go through the trenches. You have to start small. Start small. Work for somebody for free. Or do something for yourself for free. You know, and this doesn't only pertain to agencies. I always give this advice to people that want to start either editing for somebody else, like editing for a YouTuber, or editing, doing some like high-level editing, or starting an editing agency. First, edit for yourself for like 3 months. If you want to edit for like a career and you want to make that your business, I suggest you do it for fun first, because if it's not fun to you, it will never be fun to you. And that's that. It really is the only way you can upgrade your business further and further. That's the reason why you have to learn a bunch of smaller skills before you can learn the larger ones and larger ones, because they all build on top of each other, right? That's why people say, if you want to get into business, get a sales job. Why? Because it's a one skill in business that you're going to need for everything. It's the one skill. And if you want to start any company and you don't have any skill, like any sales knowledge, you're going to fail. It's what everyone says. And it makes sense. Imagine two worlds. One world where you worked for 2 years for commission at a sales company. You did sales for insurance, whatever. And then another thing where you try to start your own insurance business, but you have never done anything with insurance. All you know is that it's lucrative and you want to do it. Yeah, the person that has sales knowledge in insurance is going to succeed a lot faster because they already understand one aspect of it. All they have to do is learn the rest of them. And on a theoretical level, of course it's possible for someone to learn the skill of doing exactly that, like learning the super high level skills without ever implementing it. That's what college teaches. They teach a lot of high level skills without you ever really implementing it in a useful way. They teach you engineering, they teach you how to make a whole bridge without ever making a bridge. You never even did something on a small level. You never even made a sidewalk before, right? And it's theoretical that you can do this, but if you are anything like me, you have probably either not tried it before, or you have tried it before, where you try to learn something really high level, or you try to start a business that's super high level, and you end up giving up because you're taking too big of steps. It's way too overwhelming for you. It's way too overwhelming for me. If I were to make an agency for agencies, I wouldn't trust myself. It would be too overwhelming. The problems would be too big. Like, each step would be so high. Why not take smaller steps along the way? The reason why they do not do that, or people don't do that, is because they see the money. They go, I want it. And they're trying to, like, reach up to the top step without, like, seeing the ladder that's right next to them and saying, okay, I might as well take that instead of learning how to jump 40 feet. Let me just walk up a ladder each step. I know how to walk one step by one step by one step. That's simple. It's more simple to walk up the ladder than jumping 40 feet on top of the building. You can do it, you know, you really develop some technology to jump up the building. But why not just take the easy route? Why not take the easier route and go up the ladder? Perfect. I've been rambling for 15 minutes. Hope to see you later.